Like that pin drop silence, huh? Now we are ready for training. Who's fired up? That's the way. We can't do that in the first session, so we have to do it in the second one. Guys, my name is again Robin. We are ready for the next session. Yeah, what I'm gonna say. This one. Coming to the second session for the training, first of all, I would like to thank Team 1 leaders and the management to give me the opportunity to host this mega event tonight. And who think Nick did a fantastic job of doing a presentation? And this event wouldn't have been possible without the help of all the volunteers. Let's cheer up for the volunteers. Have you got your pen and papers ready? Yes. Alright, let's cheer out for Nick. Give a big round of applause.
Wow. Big round of applause for the host, Robin. Yeah. Great work. Hey, I want to recognise some people. So who had a candidate that was supposed to be present this evening, but for some reason couldn't make it? Stand up. Well done, guys. Yeah. Well done. And keep going through the page, doing what you're doing, the process. Someone just couldn't make it. You never know why they couldn't make it. If you don't know the reason, follow up with a caring phone call tomorrow. A caring text message, genuine caring. Not chasing PV, right? Just say, hey, missed you last night. There's a lot of people there last night. There's this really cool guy who did the presentation. And would have been good if you were there, but hopefully you're okay, nothing happened. I always send that message. My wife said that maybe something happened to you, are you okay? Who actually had a candidate that was actually attending this evening and did attend? Stand up. Yeah, well done. Great. Well done. Who had somebody here last week with Chuck from Texas, Dallas, and that person actually launched their business in the last 7 days. Stand up. Well done. Congratulations. Who actually had a candidate here last week with Chuck? They never launched into the business. They never qualified to go to the next step, but they actually qualified to become a client, a retail client. Well done. Excellent. Very good. So, hey, we'll do some training this evening, and the training is not going to be anything about building the business, all right? And I'll tell you why, because we've got second week night hour training afterwards. So whoever's not second week night hour qualifying, you can go. But the serious training is going to be on Saturday, all right? Before we go into any of the training, we've got some hampers down the back from shopping night. Yeah, and if we can do the draw on those, so we've got a Team 1 pre-order hamper. There's only one draw that comes out of this, and that's the big one. And seeing you were the only one that converted someone into a retail client, you can do the draw. Yeah, just choose one. Let's choose your number. Why did you put this one back, not that one? Okay, so the Team 1 pre-order hamper, which is the big one, goes to Black Ticket B37. Okay, IBO number 9316747. And if you're not in the room, 9316747. If you're not in the room, we're doing a redraw. Okay, are you in the room? No, hang on. So what did you say, man? Is it you? 9316747. Redraw. teaches people to actually attend, right? Say it loud enough from there. You don't have to come.
Okay, it's 9, 2, 4, 5, 1, 9, 1. Woo!
That's exciting. And now there's 2 draws from the 100 PB plus. Who had a candidate here this evening? You just do a draw. No way. No way. 8407803. Diana, where are you? Wow. That's why I will redraw that. Who had a candidate here this evening? Seven three three 8795. 7338795. Well done, Biren. Biren. Last draw. 100 PB. No, where's Diana? 9297136. 9297136. That's the heaviest one. And you know when you get the heaviest one, it's probably the best one. I'll go into a lot of detail, but I'm not going to right now. If you want to talk about afterwards, come and see me and I'll explain. They're laughing. Actually, I will go into some detail. Okay. So right here, we have 2 coins, exactly the same size. They both have Queen Elizabeth on it. Exactly the same size. One weighs way more than the other. That $2 coin there says it's a collector's coin, lest we forget, Australian collector's coin. Still only worth $2. Right? Even the material in it's not worth $2, but that's what we pay, right? This one here is worth 1,500. Right? So the weight in the product is always better than how big it is. If you want to know more, I can explain afterwards before we do that. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. Like I said, this has nothing to do with business mechanics. 270766 was the code. It doesn't access any of my accounts, so that's why I let you know. But I will explain this to you, right? That the way that people, I can explain that. You know, we get taught to go to school, like I said at the workshop, we get taught to go to school, get a good education, find a good job, be prepared to work hard, and everything will be okay through life. That's what we get taught. This is not to do with mechanics on building the business, but it does have a lot to do with why we build the business, why you're putting your time in, why you're putting your time into this versus why you're putting your time into something else to create income, right? Now, in that traditional process that we get taught from our parents, and they were taught that from their parents, right? And they were taught the same thing from their parents, and everybody is under the impression that if you're slaving away, you'll end up okay. It doesn't work like that. So, and my parents used to tell me, you know, Nick, get yourself a good education, find a good job, get yourself a mortgage, get a house, right? Get a house. And then at the end of it, while you've got your house, you're sweating like a dog working for that to pay it off, right? And you may not ever pay it off, but hopefully you do, and then you save money for your retirement. Right? This is totally the opposite. So this is about actually, instead of getting a house, and instead of getting debt, and instead of saving, put money into a business, an income producing asset, that creates cash flow, and then you can live the way you want to live for the rest of your life. Right? So the first thing is that I did a presentation down on the peninsula. This is going back about maybe 3 years to business owners. They knew I was in the Amway business, and they asked me to do a presentation to these business owners, like a business network of the peninsula, right? And I explained this, and I went into a lot of detail of how the difference between money and currency, and how the two don't match, and how one is actually created from nothing. Picture this: if we were on an island, stranded on an island together, right? It may challenge your thought, the way that you actually think. But if we were living on an island, we were stranded on an island, all of us, we're all equal human beings. Is that correct? Yes. Regardless of where we come from, our faith, male, female, we're all equal, right? But who amongst us would say, Nick, I want you to govern me. I want you to be my government. I want you to control what I can save, how much I can save. I want you to control my kids, and I want you to tell me which vaccination to use on my kids, and I want you to control everything about my life. Who would want to do that? Not one person? You wouldn't want me to govern you? Is there any one person that would want to be governed? Should do that now. Got a lot to learn. How old are you?
21.
That's right. You're forgiven. But there's a lot of education that's required. Right? Because nobody in freedom would want to be governed. Because the free marketplace takes care of itself. If you tell me why you want to be governed, I would give you 1,000 reasons why that won't work. Because it goes against freedom. Yeah. Anyhow, so this is one of the things that I spoke about, was that what do people need to do? They need to actually invest in a business, and then the money that the business creates, quickly get rid of debt. Get rid of debt. And then the money that is left over, once the debt's all cleared, then you put that into investments, and then whatever the investments produce as cash flow, then that determines your lifestyle. So if you see your friends driving, I don't know what car the young guys, do they still drive Subarus? They still drive Subarus? Toyota Supra? Is that still around? No. Yeah. So if you see your friends driving a Subaru, it doesn't mean you need to drive something faster and better than theirs just because they got their 40 grand's worth of debt. Right? This 4-bucket principle works all the time. And this is the way to create lifestyle, where you can actually live the way that you want to live, never be controlled, never be governed. Okay, this chart here just shows prices of houses over the last, since 1965. So I was born in 1966. So that shows you right there, look, so that shows you right there, 1966, that the ratio of wages for a house was 2.9 years. So if I worked for 2.9 years and I actually saved 100% of my wages, I'd be able to buy a house in less than 3 years. Make sense?
Yep.
Right. So now we're back to this island scenario, and Darshan and I, we say, hey, we got this really good thing. We're going to call ourselves a government, and we're going to let all these clowns here vote for one of us, and whoever they vote for, it doesn't matter because we're together anyhow, right? Yeah. But whoever they vote for, what we're going to do is this. We've got a printing machine out the back, and we're going to print some of these things, and we're going to get all these guys in a debt to us. And we're going to create debt. And then all you will owe us money. How would you feel about that? You still happy? You don't want any more, do you? And they've worked for us for 45 years because they can't survive without it. Right? Is this worth $100? How much is the plastic worth? What's backing it?
Curb signatures.
Huh? What? What's backing this? You guys should know, being from India, what happened with the Indian rupee. Right? $1,000 note, $500 note, vanished in 45 minutes, gone. Anyhow, so going to this, okay, explaining this in detail now. Okay, I just want to explain a couple of things here. So if you look at, and you don't do any of this, you don't do anything, don't do anything until you check with your support team. I'm not guiding you to do anything. I'm just showing you what I did and what I did at this business presentation, right? So check with your support team. If you look at this here, back in 2002, an ounce of gold was worth $300. This year, an ounce of gold is worth $1,500. The average wage in 2002 was 48,000. This year, if you go to the Australian Bureau of Statistics right now, the average wage is 82,000. Who agrees? Put your hand up if you agree. 3 people in the whole room agree. All right? So that means that in 2002, litre of petrol, wages, so a loaf of bread in 2002 was $1.72, so $300, which is an ounce of gold will buy you, so you'd get 375 loaves today with an ounce of gold, but you'd only get 174 loaves today if you use dollars. So the more money there is floating around, what happens to the value of it? It diminishes. But Dasha and I, we're running this island, and you guys are happy we're using it, aren't you? The only way to beat this, any of you can see all this, the only way to beat it is to have an additional cash flow where your dream lifestyle, you always have ongoing income plus $1 of what it costs you per annum. It's the only way. It's simple mathematics, you cannot argue with it. Whatever your lifestyle is going to cost that you dream of, set up a cash flow that comes in ongoing, plus $1 from what it actually costs. And if you do that, it's all done. And with that, back to our host, Robert.
Man, whenever Nick comes on the stage, he brings something out of the box which none of us hears. Last time I saw, when I saw maybe one of the first presentation, he had the debt clock. The debt clock that every minute there is a debt building on us. And when I look at that, today it still does mine. Anyway, I'll give a big round of applause to Nick once again, guys. We are having another training session, none other than Nilojan and Veronica, in 5 minutes, but it is only for the second week night out qualifiers. So